Upon further inspection, looks like we got a little bit of a coolant leak. Looks like this pipe right here is leaking a little bit, actually a lot bit. And got some coolant down there. But following the trail coolant, that leads to the front crossover pipe. And may not show up on camera that well, but I do see some trails of old coolant down there. So it looks like I gotta replace gaskets on this, gaskets on that, which is fine because I'm already in here. So I'm gonna get the shop vac, vacuum all the dirt and crumbs and shit out of there, and start test fitting stuff. A couple other things I really want to do while I have this apart. I know it sounds funny, but I do want to keep the heater core lines hooked up to coolant for those cooler mornings and those cooler evenings. When I do drive the car, I do want to have a little bit of heat. Want to see if I can take the little bulge out of this upper radiator hose. I think it's a little bit too long, but it worked when I first put everything together, so I'm gonna try to shorten it and see if I can just get this straightened out, not have this hump in the middle. As far as air conditioning, not that it's going to be interrupted in any way, but I do need to figure out how to control the compressor clutch with like just a separate switch, because this ECU won't let the AC run for some reason. It works on another ECU, but that ECU needs to be rebuilt and gone over and all that stuff. I don't feel like putting the money into it. So if I can just bypass the multiplex in some way somehow, if you guys know of a way, that'd be great. The compressor does come on, it does have refrigerant in it. It's just the light on the dash flashes 3 times, and it turns the clutch back off. I think it doesn't read that there's enough refrigerant in it. Like there's a RPM sensor in there that thinks that it's locked up, and it's not. So I don't know. I gotta try to find a way to bypass it. So if you guys have any tips on that, let me know. Other than that, next steps are I'm going to take the fuel lines and injectors off of that, get it mocked up on the supercharger and the manifold, see what I got to do to get some lines made to go wrap around the back of it, and kind of just go from there. Moving forward, my next step is to remove these studs for the intake manifold. Those are M8s. I'm going to be using the stud removal tool that I have. Soak them with some PB Blast. I'm going to let them sit for like an hour and come back and try to remove them. Well, due to some technical difficulty, I will not be running these 7M GE injectors because they are not the right size, and I will show you why. This is more of a seal type, not an O-ring type. And these factory injectors are an O-ring type. This is what fits in there nice and snug. As you can see, the other 7 are. This one is just going to sit on top. Not going to like really provide me with a good seal that I think is going to be safe. So I'm not going to run these. So I'll just throw them to the side. We'll run the stock ones for now. Wow. So this is the initial mock-up. This is going to be close. This is definitely going to be a challenge. Oh man, where do I start? Well, let's go to the back, because I know I stated I wanted to keep the heat, at least coolant run to the heater core so I can keep my heat. I don't think that's going to happen. It's a little dark down there, but it's very close. I'm going to have to come straight out the heater core and run around to loop back into that, because there's just not enough room right there. Oh man, that's crazy. That is crazy how tight it is. That's what she said. Another thing I'm slightly worried about, and I'm not going to try to worry about it right now, is the hood. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know about that hood, man. I don't know if that hood's going to clear. I definitely didn't want to put a hole in the hood. May start looking for another hood. Actually, I initially just put this up here because I wanted to see how much further I'm going to have to extend. I think it's this harness. No, it's not this harness. It's not this part of the harness. I think so, actually. That side, so.
1.5 feet around here. This, man, I may not run it underneath. I may run this one for this connector. I don't know. I might run it all the way around. I might run. I really don't want to. I don't want to run this with the rest of the harness all the way around because it's going to look sloppy. Because I'm not gonna undo all that tape to run these wire all the way back around and then retape it back up. I really don't feel like doing that. But that's gonna be the cleaner way. Oh man. Well, I got a lot of things to think about and look into. So yeah.